So I'll just quick welcome again to everybody. And tonight we've got some really super exciting announcements. So I have been stewing on an idea for quite a while, and then I roped Talita in and got her opinion on it all as well. And she's also very, very kindly helping to contribute towards some of the prizes as well for her team, which is fantastic. So, but I've had this idea just working for quite a while, and we've put our heads together to get it all happening. But this is a bit of a challenge, and it's based on personal efforts, which I feel is a big thing. And we wanted to start this year fresh and make it a 12-month challenge at your own pace. And it's all about achieving some personal things. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. And as always, with my internet, if it should play up at any time, please let me know straight away. But hopefully it will work. Let's bring this up. Can you all see that okay? Yeah, awesome. Great. I'll just zoom that up a little bit. Okay, so 2020, we are introducing the 2020 PV Club. So PV, as you all should know, is your personal volume. So that is your personal order and the orders of all of your personally enrolled customers. And the reason we have decided to go with this challenge is because we have so many people that are they're plugging away and they're enrolling customers, and this is all their personal effort. And this is just showing, you know, what you can achieve. Some people have got really high PVs already, and we would like to acknowledge all those people that work really hard and support their customers. You know, it could be that they are great at enrolling them, they're great at looking after them, the retention side of things, you know, keeping their customers happy. And we want to identify and congratulate, recognize those people who are continually growing their PV, their personal volume. So this challenge is over a 12-month period, and I'll go through all the details, but it is about your PV and increasing your PV, your personal volume. So we're going to have 4 different PV clubs. We've got the 200 PV club, the 500 PV club, the 1000 PV club, and the 1500 PV club. And I know already that there are people in our team who at times exceed that 1500 PV benchmark. And so this is really exciting to see how far people can take this. And it might be that we have to introduce more clubs to go on from this. So I know that when it comes to the leaderboards, if you ever go into your back office and click on the leaderboards, you can see those people in our company within Australia who have the highest PVs. And I know most of those would be over that 2000 PV mark and thereabouts, or at least over 1500. So, you know, it could be a personal challenge to get your name on that leaderboard as well. So what this challenge will involve is hitting or exceeding, so that going beyond it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be that amount exactly, but at least hitting that as a minimum. So that total for each club, and maintaining it for 2 more months consecutively. So let's say that this month you have 200 PV, and then in February and March you have 200 PV for both of those months. So that would mean that straight away you're recognised as being a part of the 200 PV club, and you will be welcomed into that, and we'll be recognising you for being a part of the 200 PV club. I know already that after January, we'll probably have people in that 500 PV club straight away. So they'll get recognition for the 200 PV in March, but you may also get that 500 PV. So again, that's hitting the 500 PV benchmark and maintaining it for 2 more months consecutively. And then it will be the same with the 1000. So we will be tracking all of this and watching as each of you go into those clubs. But basically, to be recognised as being a part of one of those clubs, you have to hit that at PV amount and maintain it for 2 more months consecutively, which means back-to-back months. So if you hit it in March and then you don't hit it in April, and then you do hit it again in May would be the starting point again. So it'd have to be May, June, July. So consecutive months. Now, the other thing that we also wanted to mention is that when it comes to bulk US orders, whoever has, like when someone's doing a bulk US order, it's usually a a cumulative order for everyone in the team. And so we feel that it's only fair that we do not include that as part of the PV. So you might have 1,000 PV, but 500 PV might have come from a US order, which was 10 bags of Axio for the team. So we're not including US orders, just to make it fair, because it is a privilege. If you've got a US account underneath you and you are collecting orders for your team, that's a privilege that you get that under you anyway, because you are, you know, getting that point volume through your team, and you know, it's everyone who's buying under you is doing a favor anyway. So we're going to not include that in this amount. It is based on your personal orders. There will be times where if there is a US order that got, like if somebody's really close to hitting 1,000 PV, say, and they do have a US customer under them and they would like to order Axio, then we'll look at some cases where it might be their own personal component of that order that can be included. But that'll be a case-by-case situation, and you'll have to reach out to me and just let me know at that time. So the baseline for everybody is 0. So everybody's starting from scratch. We're not saying that your baseline was December, so if you had 1,000, you're going to miss out on all the others. We want to recognise everybody at every level. So if you get to the end of March, and January, February, March, you've been 1,000 PV each time, you'll get recognised for being in the 200 PV club, the 500 PV club, and the 1,000 PV club, which is really cool. Okay, so let's get to the exciting bit. What do you get if you hit each of these ranks? Well, first of all, 200 PV. This is a pivotal minimum benchmark that we set for everybody. 200 PV means that you are entitled to all of your commissions. It is the benchmark that we set for people when they join this business. So it's your own order plus 4 more people on Pro Tandem NRF2 at a minimum. That's it. So we would hope that everybody would get 200 PV straight away, and maintaining that is key. So when you hit 200 PV, you'll be recognised as being a part of the 200 PV club, and you will get a certificate and you will get recognition. We'll be celebrating each of these in our Super Saturdays and recognising those people as they enter into the club. So it'll be a big congratulations for that one. That is our baseline, our first club, the 200 PV club. I would hope that everybody is in that 200 PV club. So 500 PV club. I have been busy and I have created an action tracker. So I'm hoping you can see my little video on the top, but I'll show you this when the video stopped as well. And this action tracker is going to go to every person who hits that 500 PV club. This is a point where you are serious about your business, you're building it. We're really impressed with the effort. You've got quite a few customers underneath you. So this daily action system, it's got a daily method of operations in it. This is mine, I've already started filling it in for the year. And on top of that, you've got all of your tracking pages. So this is building your database. This is the hard copy. This is where you can track their names, details, notes, what groups you've added them into, what information you've given them. And there's plenty of room there. There's enough room for over 1,000 contacts. And of course, at the back here, I've also included lots and lots of scripts, things for inviting, following up, sharing, following up with concerns if there's any of those, all sorts of things there. So telling your story, and also your 30-second pitch as well. So there's quite a few scripts at the back. So this action tracker will go to everybody who hits 500 PV and maintains it for 2 more months consecutively. So moving on to the 1,000 PV club. This is an amazing achievement, and you are certainly a shining example to all. And you know, it shows an exceptional amount of work and effort to reach this level. And I know many people in our team already are at this level. So I applaud you. And by March, we'll be able to recognise you officially for being in that club and maintaining it. So at this level, you have demonstrated a lot of skills and determination, and you have got a lot of skills to share with people. So we'll hope you'll also help us and teach us and teach others how to do what you've achieved. So when you hit this club, you'll receive a uniquely branded mug. This is one that I've designed and we've printed, and they haven't arrived just yet for me to show you, but I will be able to show you at our next Super Saturday. They should be here by then. But you will also receive a special surprise gift on top of that, as well as recognition for being in this 1,000 PV club. So this is a massive milestone, and you'll have those bits to share as well. Now, the 1,500 PV club. This is the one I'm super excited about, because you are serious about building your business. You have led the way. You're a shining example. You have got a name for yourself. You're sharing this with a lot of people. And so we know that in this industry, personally branding yourself is really important. Getting your face out there, letting people see you for the kind-hearted, the person that you are, the heart that you have for sharing. So we are going to be giving you a personal branding photo shoot. So that'll include getting a set amount of edited images of yourself, branding, meaning like it'll be in different setups, mock setups. You can even just Google personal branding photo shoot to see what it would look like. But basically, these are you in your environment. There'll be ones that you can use on your Facebook. You can use it for any newsletters you might send out, or anything that you do, your profile pictures, having some photos that are really high quality. You'll get your hair, makeup. Gents, you can choose if you want the makeup or not. We might be able to get something else special there, but you know, I'm really excited about this. This is actually something that I've had on my bucket list for a long time, because I want to do this. I want to get some personally branded photos done up. So this is a big one. We really want to recognize those people who have reached that 1,500 PV club. So that'll be huge. So really excited about that one. You are a champion for hitting that. And once again, we'll all want to be learning from you as well. So what are your steps from here? So first thing you need to do is have a look at what your current PV is. So what was your PV in December? What was your personal volume? And think to yourself, okay, so if this is my starting point, my benchmark, I had 200 PV or I had 100 PV go through in December. So my first goal would be 200 PV perhaps, or maybe you want to shoot straight for 500 or whatever it might be. So identify what is your first target. What do you want to do? Step 3 is how many customers do you need to gain or acquire to hit that benchmark? So keep in mind, if you've enrolled a customer with just one bottle of Protandim, that's 40 PV. If it's a dual synergizer, 80 PV. If it's the Activated Essentials, 105 PV. So if you're going for 500 PV, it might be your order of Activated Essentials plus 4 more people on Activated Essentials. And that well and truly hits your 500 PV goal. So then you need to think to yourself, step number 4 is, what is your conversion rate? So when you are speaking to people, when you are introducing LifeVantage and our products to people, how of the, say, 10 people you speak to, how many of those might you convert to being a customer? And I can tell you that the more people you speak to, the higher your conversion rate will get, because the better you are, the more confident you are, the more posture you have, the more feeling of ease that you have with talking to people, then the higher your conversion rate will get. But it's a starting point. You want to know what your conversion rate is so that you know how many people you need to talk to, which is step number 5. So if you know that if you speak to 10 people and out of 10 people, 1 person converts to being a customer, and you need 5 customers, then you obviously need to go and speak to 50 people. So that's what you need to be doing. So you need to get your list, think about the people that you're going to talk to, how are you going to attract more people into your networks, how are you going to reach more people. Number 6, step 6, this is about taking care of your existing customers. We never want to forget about it. Once you've enrolled somebody, you don't push them to the side and forget about them and just leave them on their merry journey. You want to look after those customers as well. So we do have our welcome emails, which you should always be sending out. They're in our Google Vault. So if you don't know where they are, speak to your upline. So you can always be sure to be setting them up in the right way, checking in with them a week later to make sure that their order has arrived and that they've gotten started okay. After a couple of weeks, you might just check in to make sure they're still feeling great and that they're remembering to take their product, that sort of a thing. And then, you know, you don't want to get to the point of harassment, but those first few touches at the beginning just shows that you still have that care factor. You haven't just enrolled them and forgotten about them, but you care about them. So making sure you look after them from there. And then just remembering to be human. You know, if you see posts that they put up on Facebook, you know, comment and chat and interact and just love on them. You can also be sending out emails. I send out a newsletter once a month just to keep people up to date with the latest information and give them some little reminders of what our products are about, because we know that once somebody's heard the information in an information session, they retain probably 5% of that information. There's a lot there. So we want to make sure that we keep reminding them of the information we shared in there, which can be done well through a newsletter. So that's just one idea. And then step 7 is thinking about how you can then go on to expand your networks and increase those exposures. So 2020, it's a good year to start thinking about some of your goals and strategies for broadening those networks. It's the only way to build this business is to build your networks. And many entrepreneurs will tell you that they're only as successful as the networks that they build, regardless of what industry. So continue to build your networks, make lots of friends everywhere. The only impossible journey is the one that you never begin. So think about that. Whereabouts are you beginning? And that's about it. So who's excited about this? Who's excited about our PB Club? Remembering positive mindset, positive attitude, and positive action. And I'm going to open it up for questions as well. So I'll just minimize that screen so I can see all your beautiful faces again. And I'll just open up. If anyone has any questions whatsoever, you can either pop it in the chat or unmute yourself and ask away. Did I explain that well? Did I miss anything, Talita? Did I get it all? Anybody with questions? There's a chat.
Yeah. Is it possible for you to post like an example of a newsletter in somewhere in the chat or somewhere like that, just so that you know, like that? I like the idea, but I wouldn't know where to start, what to put in, something like that.
Absolutely. So I have I've got even a subscription link, but yeah, I'll do that. I'll share one of my examples. What I would love to do, see, when it comes to putting together a newsletter, there's quite an amount of effort that goes into it, which I'm sure you can all appreciate if you've ever attempted
yes,
to do that.
I've done it, yes.
Yeah. So I would love if there's people that are interested in doing newsletters for their customers, for their data, because I send this, I've got hundreds of people that are subscribed to my newsletter. This is just all the people that I've collected over time, all the emails I've collected. And so I try and keep that monthly, but I would love to put together a group that would be interested in helping to create the content for newsletters, just one a month. So 12 months of content. So if there's people that are interested in having this for their team, we can possibly work together as a team to create one, which would be awesome.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And, you know, like with the newsletter that I've got, although a lot of it's LifeVantage focused, we can have it just biohacking focused, you know, biohacking the mind, biohacking what we eat, our homes, you know, the cleaning side of it. All, you know, you can just have it, the more value you put in there without making it too exhausting to read, but the more value we can put in there, the more people will stay subscribed, they'll continue to read, they'll learn, they'll be interested in what we're doing. So, yeah. And I just use MailChimp, which helps to track who's opening and reading it as well. Yeah, awesome, yeah. Lanice, I can see you're super excited and you'd be interested in the newsletter as well. And you too, Kira, awesome. That's great. Great. I should write some names down right now so that we can maybe do a separate Zoom and we can start planning for that, because I need to start putting together a January newsletter. So that would be awesome. Cool. Any other questions about any of what I just shared there? No one? just quickly write these next. Kira, Lenise, Sigrin. Cool, cool. Awesome. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I hope you're all excited about that. I will post this Zoom into our group, the recording of it, so that those who couldn't jump on can listen in. But thank you so much for being on here after such a huge New Year's. Huge for some. I didn't go to bed till 2 a.m. I'll go to bed very soon. I hope you all had a great one, and thank you for being on here. And let me know if you have any questions at all. And Julie, I see your name just came through as well. And Lenise, what it said, a PV includes. Oh, Lenise, it doesn't include your personally enrolled distributors. Your personally enrolled distributors are that their volume counts as their PV. So it's only your order and your personally enrolled customers that count to PV. And does everyone know how to check their PV? If you just log into your back office, you've got that green bar at the top. And if you click on that, it'll actually give you a breakdown. It'll say something plus something. The first something is your order, so it might be 40 plus 200. 200 is all your customers. So just check that, track that, but it's just your personally enrolled customers plus your own order. Cool. And I'll pop you a name.
So Gillian, on that then, so if I've enrolled person A, B, C, and D, and then I've enrolled E as a distributor, and I've put, because D and C are friends with the distributor and I want to help her along, I place them under her. Does that mean I lose that PV, or does it mean that I keep that PV?
Well, you can only place distributors under distributors.
No. I mean customer. So if I enroll customer A, customer B, customer C, customer D, and distributor E, and then because distributor E knows customer B and C, my customer B and C, they know each other, and I want to help my distributor E along, that I take my customer C and my customer D and put it under distributor E. So what happens with that PV? Is that E's PV or is it my PV?
Brilliant question. Because you have enrolled them, they will always be your PV. So it'll only count to that distributor's OV, which is organisational volume. So they have to still go and find their own personal volume to meet those 200 PV requirements. So yeah, all of my customers that I've ever enrolled are placed all throughout my organisation. I don't have any frontline because I want to support my team, and I also know that placing them further down means high residual for me as well. So you know, it helps everybody. So yeah, but because I've enrolled them, it's still my personal volume. So your customers, if you physically enrolled them, if they've gone through your website, they will always be your personal volume.
Oh, great. Thanks. I'll probably clarify that for others as well, I think.
Yeah, that's a brilliant question. Such a good question. Yeah. Any other questions on that at all? Anyone?
No, sounds great.
Good. Is everyone excited?
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope so. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's got personal branding photo shoot up on their vision boards now. Awesome. All right, well, I'll stop